I think today might have been it, but I'm not going to go all in thinking that that is going to be the case. Because when you have Wall Street analysts, Goldman Sachs, you have Ed Heaney, one of the biggest bulls on Wall Street, downgrading their targets twice this November. The average price target was around high 6,000s. Now the average price target is around low 6,000. They don't do that just because the market pulls back 5 or 10%. They do that if there is something that's materially changing or something.
All right. Welcome to day one of the end of the world, says VT. What's up, man? How you doing? How are you, man? Hanging in there, I hope. Hopefully not checking the portfolio, staring at it all day. Going for a walk, possibly. Dude, it's been brutal, man. It has been absolutely brutal. I'll tell you what, I'm tired of winning. I must admit, I'm very tired of winning. It hurts. Hurts bad. We're cooked. I was watching the Fed speech today, and someone actually asked Jerome Powell. They were like, I was talking to so-and-so, and they said this and this, we're cooked. And I'm like, oh my gosh, someone did not just say that to the Fed, bro. Yeah, I went for a walk. Yeah, I need to go for a walk. I need a cigar or a drink. I feel like a cigar is celebratory, so it's not really the right thing. Maybe like a shot or some alcohol. Brutal, man. Brutal. I mean, it's bad, man. Like it's ugly. Let me pull up the portfolio and share my screen. Give me one moment. Jesus, dude, it is awful. I'm gonna share my screen now. If it starts to lag, just tell me. No way, he said we're cooked. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, go watch the video with Jerome Powell speaking today. Whenever the questions begin, it's like the second or third question. One of the guys said we're cooked. I'm like, dude, he did not just say that. All right, here's a portfolio. As you see, I mean, it's a bloodbath, man. It's an absolute bloodbath. I mean, congrats if your portfolio is green. I don't know how, unless you're full porting Nike. I think Nike was green today because of the Vietnam tariffs that was worked out. But that was news from April 2nd. They dropped the tariffs, way before Liberation Day. They should call Liberation Day Liquidation Day, because that's what happened to my portfolio. Jesus. Liberated of all my gains. Yeah, Nike was green today because of that news. But I mean, almost everything else. I mean, you have some Bitcoin-related stocks that are green, but almost everything else is just slaughtered, dude. Slaughtered. And I think we're in a really tough spot now. You have so much uncertainty. That's the biggest thing right now is uncertainty. And I've said it a million times, but there's so much uncertainty right now. You don't know whether or not countries are going to drop their tariffs. You had China announce reciprocal tariffs this morning, or no, retaliatory tariffs this morning. I think it's like a 34% retaliatory tariff from China. So that's not good. You have fears of a trade war. Now you have all these banks and everyone talking about a recession. Was it JP Morgan that gave like a 60% chance of recession? It was like 40%. Now it's 60% chance of recession. You have the Dow Jones have its worst trading day ever. No, it was as Dow Jones' third worst trading day ever. I mean, what else? It's insane. It's absolutely brutal, man. And then you have the Fed go on and talk about. I mean, I'm surprised the market didn't tank even more after the Fed talk, because he started talking about inflation. And if we have these tariffs and they stick, let's say, they don't get dropped and, they do stick around, will inflation be stickier? Will it slowly tick up? There's no telling. So tariffs do tend to be inflationary. If we do see increased inflation, then we have the problem of, okay, we get less rate cuts. So it's just a mess, man. It's an absolute mess. But, I mean, what can you do? You just got to weather the storm. Buy more high-quality stocks that you believe in. I mean, we're trading, the S&P 500, I think, just wiped out like a year of gains. I think we're negative on the year. Let me look. And listen, it's not like, oh, we're down 6%. You know, that's enough. We're down another 0.5% after hours. Like, this is ridiculous. Like 6% wasn't enough. Let's sell off another 0.5% after hours. So, are you continuing to buy, or are you holding? I'm continuing to buy. I dollar cost average. I believe that's really the best strategy. If you're in it for the long term, you know, short term is different. But if you're a long term investor, you're looking years out. I think dollar cost averaging is the way to go. You can never time the bottom perfectly. You can never time the top. I just add a certain amount of money each week that I can afford, as well as selling covered calls. I use those premiums. I reinvest those back into my portfolio, help speed up the process. So, yeah, I'm buying. Are you guys buying? Are you holding? Are you selling? I've seen a lot of people taking some money off the table. You have hedge funds. Yesterday sold an insane amount of stock. Like, it was a ridiculous amount of stock yesterday. So you have all the big people selling, and that's not a great sign. You have retail buying a lot, but you have institutions are just dumping shares, dumping. But now that we have this problem of inflation ticking up or being stickier than we thought, and less rate cuts, dude, sucks, man. Sucks. It's brutal, man. But I'm curious what happens this weekend. You know, this weekend, do we see you know, some companies make deals with the US? Do we make some negotiations? There's no telling. Uncertainty. That's the one word I can keep saying. Michael, what's up, man? He said, same with Adobe, buying into those more. Yeah, Adobe, dude. Adobe's been undervalued for a while, in my opinion. I think there's been a lot of fear of AI kind of eating their business, but I don't see that happening. I think I see AI helping Adobe in the long term, but 350, man. Holy cow. Pretty much flat on the 5 years. And listen, Adobe isn't some crazy fast growing company, but it's a steady compounder. I did hold Adobe at one point in the past, but man, brutal. But Adobe is a quality company, so I think that's a good buy long term. Anything on your watch list while everything's cheap? I mean, really, the companies in my portfolio is what I've been buying. I actually picked up some HIMS today. I picked up 4 shares of HIMS, not much, but instead of adding $100 next week, I decided to add it today, Friday, and I picked up some HIMS for the first time in months because it's so cheap. One thing on my watch list I did previously own, SoFi, even though I'm more bullish on Robinhood. People think that I sold SoFi, I'm, you know, bearish on the company, and I don't believe in it. No, I still believe in SoFi. I'm extremely bullish on SoFi. And seeing it below $10 a share is insane to me. It's ridiculous. I think I traded my SoFi from Robinhood when it was around $13 a share, maybe $12.50. But it's ridiculous. I mean, everything's so cheap. I mean, not everything. You still have Palantir, Tesla. I wouldn't say those are cheap, but a lot of good quality companies are trading down. Do you hedge your portfolio with options? I mean, if you consider covered calls a hedge, I guess. So when the market does go down, it does benefit me with the covered calls. So I reinvest those. So I'd say that. But in terms of like puts, no. I've thought about getting into leaps on some certain positions, but I decided I'd rather just stack shares. I don't want to get into leaps quite yet. Maybe in the future, but covered calls is the only options I'm doing right now. But next week, honestly, I probably won't write covered calls next week. We'll see how the market looks, but we're so oversold. I don't want to say oversold because we could definitely go lower. We could absolutely go lower. But if we do bottom out here, then I don't want to be caught with covered calls and get my shares called away when the market's bouncing back. So now with what's going on, I don't really expect a huge bounce. If I'm being honest, I feel like I like we can't go much lower than this, but dude, I wouldn't have never guessed we would have had 2 back-to-back 5% down days for the SP 500. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. 6% actually. I'm not 5%. You checked out Pinterest. No, I haven't looked at Pinterest in a while, just because I'm not super interested. I don't use Pinterest, but dude, I mean, look at that. It's brutal, dude. It's brutal. But how did y'all's portfolio do today? How much are you guys down today, percentage-wise? We're down over 8% today alone. Massacre. Absolute massacre. Next week, like I said, I picked up some more HIMS today. I'll probably be buying more HIMS next week. along with some more Hood as well. Now we will see Hood get its earnings impacted greatly if we do see a bear market. And you look at the NASDAQ, we already are in bear market territory. So yeah, I never would have thought, man. I never would have thought. But we're going to see. Leverage Maxer, what's up, brother? He's a member of the Discord. 3.9% today, 22% over the month. Whew, wish I had more cash. Yeah, I wish I had more cash too. I really wish I had more cash. Buying at a discount, this is where the money is made. That is true. Buying at a discount, getting one hell of a discount. Terrible down around 7%. Not as much as I'm down, but close. Thinking of putting my money in an ETF just because of all the stress it's causing me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think now's a good time to sell at all. I think now's the time to be loading up for sure. But like I said, there is a path downward that we continue. It's possible. We see stickier inflation or inflation tick up. That's going to be a whole nother story. Right now, we're just panicking about tariffs. We got trade war fears. You have recession fears. And now that inflation's in the mix, dude, it's not pretty. It's not looking good right now at all, actually. So that's a big negative catalyst. All eyes on inflation, in my opinion. And we need to see if some deals are made with these tariffs. I think if Trump would have came out with, a 10% tariff, 20% tariff, maybe it would have been fine. I think the market was already pricing that in. But when they saw the extent of the tariffs, that's when it just absolutely threw up. You think we'll hit a recession? No telling. It's possible. I would not be surprised. I'll say that. I would not be surprised. We need 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. The Fed did talk about that at the meeting today, and said that GDP growth is going to be slower and probably for a longer period of time. But who knows, man? We'll see. I hope we don't. I mean, I'm going to be buying regardless. Whether the market goes down another 10% or back up another 10%, I'm going to be buying regardless. But yeah, I don't think we'll hit a recession, though, to answer your question. I don't think so. There's no telling. I left my Magic 8-Ball in the car. I would ask it. Saw someone gambling will have a recession. Yeah, I saw that in Discord server too. It was like I don't know if that was like a call she bet or what, but someone was it was like a 60, I think it was a 60% odds of a recession. It paid you like 40% or 60%. It's possible. We could definitely go into a recession for sure. But crazy. Yeah, I agree with you, BTs. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I didn't see it coming. Not at all. Honestly, I thought this whole April 2nd Liberation Day tariff stuff was already going to be priced in. And the initial reaction whenever Trump started speaking was things were going up. I was like, oh, wow, like we're good, like awesome. It was priced in. And then I think like 10 minutes later when he showed that chart of the tariffs that we're doing, just poof, crater into the earth, man. We're back. Cratered into the earth. There goes all my money, liberated, gone, poof. How is the market compared to, say, 5 months ago before the pump? How is the market compared to? Let's see. Let's pull up the SP 500. It's negative on the year. I'll say that. Yeah. We're negative on the year for the SP 500. We're not just flat. We're down. We're down bad, boy. We're down over 15% from all-time highs. We're down over 17% from all-time highs, I believe, on the SP 500. But for the year, the entire year, we're down over 3.5%. Insane, dude. Bloodbath. Yeah, everything tanked within minutes. Yeah. Dude, once they saw those tariffs, dude, it was over. I don't think anyone expected the tariffs to be that steep. Like I said, if it would have been 10%, 20% tariffs, I think the market could have handled that. But, dude, and listen, maybe we do go back to that. Maybe we do. The tariffs do get lowered. But you think we should start taking more or less risk? I mean, it all depends on the individual investor, man. It all depends on your goals, your time frame. If you're looking years out, I mean, I have a very risky portfolio. If you show an average investor my portfolio, it's considered a very high risk portfolio. Only 5 names, high growth, high riskier names. Yeah, I'm kind of a riskier investor. But at these levels, me personally, I would not be opposed to taking more risk. I'd much rather take risk here down here rather than way up here at all-time highs. So hold on for dear life. Yeah, I agree, brother. Hold, buy more and hold. That's it. That's all you can do at these times. Unless you're like Warren Buffett and have billions of dollars in cash sitting on the sideline, then you just add what you can and just hold, man. Just hold on. I mean, I don't think it'll be a V-shaped recovery. I hope so. I think we'll see I would say it'd be a V-shaped recovery, but with inflation and less rate cuts now, dude, I don't know. 2025 isn't looking too good no more. I ain't gonna lie, boy. It ain't looking too good. But hopefully 2026, 2027, we get better shape. Risk makes gains. That is a fact. Is there any valuation you would buy any of the Mag 7s at? Yes, right now. Besides Apple, I'll say that. I don't like Apple. I do not like Apple at all. I believe they're uninnovative. I believe in 20 years' time, they're not going to be part of the Mag 7, but that's just my prediction. Dude, but Meta, Google, NVIDIA under $95 a share, absolutely. Microsoft's not dirt cheap, but I'd still load up Microsoft here. Yeah, I love the Mag 7 here. I mean, Tesla isn't cheap either, but I'd say Apple and Tesla and Microsoft are probably like the least cheap, but the rest, load it up, man. Love the Mag 7. But what have you guys been buying? What did you guys buy today? Like I said, I bought more Hims, but did you guys buy any stocks today, or what are you guys buying next week? I'm going to be buying some Jack Daniels, what I'm buying. Jack and Coke. BT says I'm holding. Yep, that's what I'm doing pretty much. I mean, I add as much as I can, but besides just sitting on my hands. Levered Max said Hims and Amazon. That's a great buy. Buying a rope and lube. Yep. Me too. Me too. Because we're getting clapped right now. We're getting clapped raw. No spit. Sucks, man. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, dude, look at this, dude. Look at that. Unreal. But we'll see, dude. Maybe over the weekend, investors calm down, sentiment changes. And then, come next week, we have a good bounce. I hope so. I feel like after a down 10% week, that sounds crazy saying to me. After a down 10% week for the S&P 500, I feel like there has to be some sort of a relief bounce. So maybe not, but I don't believe we can just keep going down 5% every day. But if we do see, things escalate, we do see more retaliatory tariffs over the weekend, yeah, I could see way more blood next week. Buying Aspen, that's the aerogels, right? They were a super, super high growth name. How is their stock doing? I did follow this one in the past. I never bought into it. God, dude, down 70% in the year. Yeah, that's insane. Wow. I don't know how their growth numbers are now. Maybe you could enlighten me, but I remember their growth numbers were very impressive previously. But I'm not gonna lie, it's very enticing. It's very hard not to load up on like leaps right now, while things are getting sold off, like SoFi leaps, Hims leaps. Michael said bought Nvidia, Amazon, some AMD, Google, Berkshire. Still made sure to keep decent money on the sidelines in case Europe employs some tariffs as well. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see some retaliatory tariffs. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get some deals. Hopefully they get lowered because us investors are just getting back shots from Donald Trump right now. But yeah, I like all those buys, man. I think semis are so cheap right now. I really don't understand how Nvidia is so cheap here. I like AMD too. I think both are ridiculously cheap. I think both are great buys. But I like all those buys, dude. Those are all great buys. Like I said, next week, I bought more Hims today, but next week I'll probably buy even more Hims just because it's so cheap. Let me go back to my main page here. I'll probably buy a little more Hood, maybe more Tesla, maybe. I mean, Tesla's down over 10% today. Hims, Hood, maybe even Rocket Lab, dude. These bottom four. Tempest is already such a big position for me. I'm good, but these bottom four. How's preparing for your bodybuilding show going? It's going, man. It's going great. Thanks for asking. I'm about 1 month out, got 1 month to go. So I don't know if you've noticed in the videos, my face fat and neck fat getting, slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, but eating less, doing more cardio, it's been good, man. I'm down around 40 pounds from my peak. So it's been nice to get that's helped with getting my mind off this bloodbath, is going to the gym and working out. Bro said mog, get mogged. That's what we do, baby. Mogging, look maxing, mogging. But yeah, man, what have you guys been up to besides losing money in the stock market? Anything new with you guys? What videos do you guys want to see me make over the next coming days? I'm gonna try and be more consistent, but I feel like I'm always saying that. But I really liked the video I made last night, and like I said, I want to make a video on CoreWeave IPO. I haven't got a chance to do that. How did it perform today? I haven't heard anything about that. I feel like their IPO has been so overlooked because of the chaos in the market recently. I mean, it's been not bad. I mean, it's down today, obviously, like everything else, but past week it's up 27%. You know what stock has actually been going up during this madness is Celsius, which is crazy. Just a beat down stock. I think it was just beat down so much. And then you had them acquire Alani, which I thought was a bad acquisition, in my opinion. I think it was kind of like a sinking ship acquisition. But I mean, in the Celsius over the past month is up 40%. So, any of you guys own Celsius or what? Yeah, make videos on IPOs. Those should definitely get some views. Yeah, I will do that then. I think you had some company today announce they're delaying their IPO because of all the tariff stuff going on. So, yeah, brutal. But that'll probably be it for today's video. I don't want to drag it on much longer. I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about the market and how much money we're all losing together as a team, guys. America. So, that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys be safe, go on a walk, have a great weekend, and take care of yourself, guys. I appreciate all of you.